Everybody already knew Trump was deep in Epstein's business, and the voters didn't care. Or at least, the voting machines didn't care. Dems didn't hide a damn thing. Link bet. Mrs. Ransom testified that her unnamed friend was one of the many girls that had sexual relations with Donald Trump, including at Epstein's New York townhouse.
Democrats had 4 years to do this while Biden was president. Where the fuck were they?
A bunch of them and their donors would be implicated too. That's why.
That is sadly a plausible answer.
Good goddamn riddance to any and all. Party lines be damned. Every one of them should be exposed and then face the consequences of their actions.
Steamroll the boomers TF out.
Fuck that. They should have thought of that before diddling those kids.
Nah, all pedophiles should be removed from office regardless of party or optics. It would look worse to slow walk removal of pedos from Congress.
Likely implicating other world leaders, causing massive unrest globally from the public.
For some reason, the Democrats would rather live with the anchor known as the Clintons around their neck than go after Epstein and the entire list.
Bring it. Find every one of those sick fucks and broadcast every name to the known universe, so if there's intelligent life out there, they know it as well.
Kinda happy ketamine Elon ripped this Band-Aid off.
And we should throw his ass in prison. Who knows, maybe enough of them on either side will be outed and we can disband the two parties we have.
Bill is deep in this shit. That's gotta be it.
Time's up, motherfuckers.
It's the answer.
Maybe I'm naive, but does the Democratic Party really have anything to lose if they find out Clinton was a borderline pedophile?
Yes, but unfortunately he was okay with it so long as he was getting his.
What about justice? Which is the same reason Trump and his binder buds haven't released them yet either.
None of this is staged. It serves zero purpose. It definitely jeopardizes the tax bill from being passed. Trump would never allow himself to look so weak voluntarily. This was bound to happen.
Fucking LMAO.
Surprise, motherfuckers.
Every celebrity had been to a P. Diddy party. Not all stayed after hours. But we're talking presidents and royalty with Epstein. Literally. Someone tell Ketamine McKetaminderson it's a mission from God.
Not when half their party is in the files too, Brainiac.
Picking Garland was the worst.
Jake didn't say it, but he didn't just hate Illinois Nazis in the 80s. He also hated Arkansas Democrats from the 80s. Their donors don't want that. Their donors will likely scuttle any attempt to put out files.
Everybody already knew Trump was deep in Epstein's business, and the voters didn't care. Or at least, the voting machines didn't care. Dems didn't hide a damn thing. Link bet. Mrs. Ransom testified that her unnamed friend was one of the many girls that had sexual relations with Donald Trump, including at Epstein's New York townhouse. He kept going on about how he liked her pert nipples. She testified. She then described in graphic detail how Mr. Trump allegedly caused pain to the victim's nipples and claimed she saw the resulting injury firsthand. I also know she had sexual relations with Trump at Jeffrey's NY mansion on regular occasions. This has been in the public record forever, and evangelical McGaw said, "This is totally the morality we're into."
The problem with public record is most people won't know about it unless the party is out there throwing it in people's faces constantly. You have to treat the American public like they are all hyperactive kids with ADHD, remind them constantly of everything. When Republicans bring up Epstein or any even vague notion of pedophilic elites, Dems need to bring up Trump and Musk's ties to them and the numerous pictures of them together. When they try to downplay it, they need to play sound bites of these guys talking positively about Epstein and point out how Musk's brother was dating an Epstein girl for years. When they deflect to Clinton, abandon him, and promise to expose him too. When they try to walk away from the discussion, accuse them of trying to hide the connections, and do not let them go. You have to do this constantly at every opportunity for it to break through to the average American. People are ignorant for a lot of reasons. You need to make it impossible for them to avoid. I know it's hard work and won't always bear fruit, but the Republicans do this with fucking everything they possibly can, and it's worked a lot better than just not addressing it at all.
MAGA couldn't care less. Trump could be on video reenacting the baby scene from a Serbian film, and they'd still say he's the closest thing to Jesus.
Trump and Epstein took turns raping a girl who was younger than 16, and after she filed a lawsuit against Trump, she magically disappeared into the ether. This is not even a big secret.
I have a BS in political science. I've been fighting this shit for years and have severe ADHD, so watch your fucking mouth. Though I do agree with you on the rest of it.
Kamala should have been at. Maybe today everything would be different.
She didn't magically disappear. She became unprofitable for her handler, Link. Once no media outlet would accept his $1 million price tag. Norm Lubo is a fraudster, and nothing he touches is credible. You may remember him from the documentary Kurt and Courtney, where he claims Love offered $50,000 for a hit on Kurt. Red flags all over this one, I'm afraid. The last known action with the lawsuit is her own attorney filing to dismiss it.
They didn't care in November, true. After a little pain from Trump actions and some more information, they might care. I get most won't care. Probably wish they'd been invited. But you only need about 5% of Trumpsters to go WTF, and Trump gets weaker. Of course, he'll deport a bunch more people to make Trumpsters happy.
He still would have been way better for the SCOTUS at this point.
Everybody already knew Trump was deep in Epstein's business, and the voters didn't care. It's interesting how often I hear "didn't care," which I feel is wrong, as it should be "didn't believe it." It probably accurate a large part of the MAGA party doesn't care, but it's not 100%, and it's probably pretty accurate to say some of those 90 million who sat out in 2024 would care if they saw decent actual evidence. If we'll see it is something I still doubt, unless Musk got it when he was stealing all our data.
Garland should have been a SCOTUS, thanks to Mitch McConnell playing dirty for disallowing that. If McConnell had allowed the impeachment of Trump, DJT wouldn't be able to run for president. We wouldn't have to deal with the horrors that are being perpetrated on our democracy and our Constitution.
Thinking he was a good choice after his tenure as AG is fucking insane.
No, he shouldn't. He was a milquetoast centrist pick to preemptively capitulate to the Tea Party. Democrats still haven't learned.
Obama threw us all under the bus to maintain his legacy as a popular, respectable man. He refused to get down and dirty politically, and it cost us the Supreme Court and 2 midterm elections. I've really come to see his brand of politics as smug and egotistical. Democrats went from rabid dogs ready to rip anyone with the last name Bush to pieces with their teeth to being ashamed of their own ideology within 8 years. Blue state incumbents were content to coast on Obama's popularity and resent the loss of their easy high road to this day.
Bill Clinton is 100% in them. God only knows how many other high-ranking Democrats are.
And since Democrats aren't a cult, that fact isn't some devastating identity crisis to them. You won't find a single Democrat voter giving a flying fuck about prosecuting Slick Willie if he fucked children, while MAGA would go to war to save their god emperor. Whatever that number is, it will be far fewer than Republicans.
Exactly. The only dumb politicians people would have trouble with turning on would be someone like Obama. But even then, people would come around to evidence. That's why Obama was basically spotless. He had to be
Yay, but the party elites are not necessarily of the same mind.
Only the worst scumbags wear tan suits and have a wife with prominent biceps. What kind of heathen wants to improve school lunches?
What are you talking about? In university, Obama smoked a weed. The devil's lettuce. He's a sinner and a heathen.
Bill Clinton, the rapist, you don't say.
Does that make it okay? I'm genuinely asking. Do you feel that Trump should be given a pass if somebody else committed the same crime?
I'm saying that's why Biden wouldn't show the report. Bill Clinton controls the purse strings with the donors.
Okay, but let's say that all of your worst assumptions are correct. Do you think that it's okay for Trump to be in them because a Dem is in them? Is it like a 1-1 and they cancel each other out?
Nope. I'm just saying Biden wouldn't release the list to avoid the fury of his masters. Trump wouldn't release the list because he's been on the island with little girls.
Garland was trying to not do anything, period?
The honest answer? Prominent Republicans and Democrats are implicated. It's possible, honestly, both Bill Clinton and Donald Trump might be offenders. It'd be a reason why Biden wouldn't release any information.
Then he's complicit too.
Biden is probably in the files too. Okay, you have seen the 1,000s of pages the DOJ released, right? You did a Control-F for Trump's name, haven't you? He is absolutely in there, and those files were not released under Trump. We had them before the election, along with tapes of Epstein talking at length about his relationship with Trump. I feel like I am taking crazy pills. Many files have been released. Trump is mentioned multiple times.
Priorities. Joe kept him pretty busy when you consider how much he got done in 4 years. Plus, Democrats don't historically go on witch hunts. If there's a reason to act, then they will, but they don't just go after ex-presidents and politicians. That's supposed to be tasteless, but we've shifted that window significantly in the last 15 years.
Then you're not paying attention.
Do you not see all the road construction?
Oh, whatever. This sounds like straight bullshit. Kept them too busy?
It was Trump's policies and incompetence during his first term that was most responsible for inflation. It was Trump who let America's shipping industry become a mess, leading to further supply-side shortages, which is considered to be the most significant driver of the high inflation we experienced. It was Biden who helped fix the shipping industry and slow the inflation we did experience. It was the Biden administration who helped get control of the COVID pandemic. It was the same administration that organized the delivery and administration of hundreds of millions of doses of the vaccine. Anti-vaxxers are amongst the dumbest fucking people on this earth, slowing the spread of the virus and reducing the mortality rate. You cannot think of a single thing Biden did in 4 years that Biden did that changed your life. Preventing economic collapse was something you felt for those 4 years. And Trump hasn't done a single positive thing in 6 months. Good. Government is supposed to be boring, not a reality TV show. We elected people to work for us, not to hold us hostage with their scandals and crimes. You have to be the biggest goddamn bad faith troll to ignore the fact we were on the brink of societal and economic crisis when Mr. It'll go away in 2 weeks left office. And instead of the Great Depression 2.0, our economy and society smoothly and easily recovered to the envy of the rest of the entire planet. You don't remember begging in the street for a piece of bread when the global economy was about to collapse because of Biden's administration. Smooth life is normal isn't some disastrous administration.
You see, I actually did, and I looked it up because I was interested in that and thought they should have advertised it better, but I found out most of my state's road construction was funded by the state, and only like 1% came from the federal government.
Gotta let the Nazis win so we don't seem impartial.
Arizona received over $16 billion for infrastructure under Biden. How much did Arizona spend in state taxes on infrastructure?
Thank you for stating what needs to have been all over the place for the past 2 years. Biden somehow staved off an economic collapse that nearly all economists forecast expected. He righted a ship in a storm when almost the entire armada, other countries, was unable to do so as effectively. It's easy to see negative outcomes when they happen in short time frames. Unfortunately, most people don't realize when something is slow-moving, especially when that slow-moving change is good. It doesn't help that we are wired for sensationalism, and thus the messaging for Biden's success is really, really hard. But fuck, it pisses me off how few people realize just how much good the Biden administration accomplished.
Fuck that. I want to be tasteless in perpetuity until the heat death of the universe against these clowns. Norms be damned.
Like, that's supposed to be tasteless? In what way? Being an ex-president shouldn't be a Teflon coating against criminal charges. Bill Clinton is probably just as deep in this as Trump. If they did the crime, they should do the time.
I cannot list one thing that Joe Biden did that has changed my life in his 4 years. I can think of multiple that Trump has done in 6 months, not stating for better or worse, but change to day-to-day lives.
This.
Now that Musk has been trawling through the government files and is also at war with Trump, he may be able to deliver the evidence to the Democratic Party even if it means having to buy it. This would soften up Trump before the midterm election, GOP primaries, for which Musk is likely to interfere. If he can split the vote or install his own candidates and give the legislature back to the Democratic Party, then there is a good chance for impeachment. He then needs to buy the Senate in order to install the very malleable Vance. Whether the Democratic Party sees this in their interests is unclear, but it is at least a scenario with a slim to middling chance of success.
What you're advocating for is really grotesque. He literally bribed and paid people to vote and suffered zero consequences.
I am not advocating this, but exploring possible outcomes and goals of any Musk strategies to oust Trump. I want both of them gone, and with as little fuss and damage as can be hoped for. Do you have some alternatives that you think may achieve the removal of Trump and a way forward for the US without violent upheaval and further chaos? I am more than happy to discuss these with you because I'm tearing my hair out over this spiraling disaster and have all but lost hope. They were too busy asking for your money and slobbing billionaire knobs saying we need a strong Republican Party. Democrats serve the oligarchs, they aren't here to serve you.
Let us know what exactly they could have done. Show your work.
They were busy fluffing the billionaires and paying lip service to the people.
Creating the report. Do you think this shit is just whipped up in a weekend?
Anthony Blinken was raised by Ghislaine Maxwell's family lawyer. Yes, Biden's Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken. It's so annoying to see Epstein conversation focus only on the part where some of the girls were underage, the equally concerning part where people involved were blackmailed by a foreign country's intelligence. The most powerful people in the country were basically compromised and acting on behalf of interests of a nation thousands of miles away. How has the media been so successful at sweeping that part under the rug?
Ghislaine's father and Epstein both had Mossad ties. Digging into Epstein means digging into Israel and their horrific intelligence services, and their operations inside America. Israel is untouchable, and anything they mess around with will get buried. Democrats refuse to do anything until a Republican suggests it. Republicans 100% control the discourse. When people talk about the Overton window, this is what they are talking about.
Now their hand is forced. Don't forget they sat on them for 4 years.
Bill Clinton's in there too, that's probably why.
They're all in it.
It's a distraction. If he was there, they would Aggie released it years ago. We all know this already.
Same place Garland was, apparently.
Probably cause in MAGA eyes they are the Democrats, and everything to them is fake news. Unless Trump speaks, it's true.
Hampered by the others that would be exposed.
Because it's not their job to run DOJ investigations. Also in the files.
Trying to be decent?
No shit. Epstein had 14 different phone numbers for Donald Trump.
And poor Eric doesn't even have one.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, failson to failson, Trump to Trump. Ashes to ash, funk to funky. We know Eric Trump's a donkey.
This made me laugh. Today's gonna be a good day.
Didn't even have to use my AK. Glad I could help. This made my day.
I'm unhappy. Hope Eric's unhappy too.
My papa said to get things done, you better not mess with old Elon.
I heard this in Gordon Ramsay's voice.
Or we know Don Jr.'s a junkie. Strung out in Dubai, waiting for Dad to call.
I just wonder who is getting Don Jr. in the divorce. Probably sending him to a foster home.
Murder promoting Dr. Oz may decide he isn't one whose life is worthwhile. Careful, Eric.
Vince McMahon, aka his real dad,
The link.
Moving in with his coke dealer. Elmau, Eric, and Brett are the fucking absolute worst.
Who the fuck is Brett?